Good afternoon and welcome to historic Jerry Savage Court for this afternoon's matchup between the Loyola Dons and the Archbishop Spalding Cavaliers. This is the first MIAA conference matchup for both teams. I'm joined in the booth by Carson Ware. I'm Alex Emdy, so Carson, let's take a look at some of the keys to the game as Cam Shaw quickly drills a three.
Yes, looked very good last game against Gerstel. They had a nice comeback victory. Next player, we got J.J. Hallaby. He had a very nice game last week with 23 points and 5 assists, and Connor Hepting also had a nice performance.
Absolutely, and they're going to have Chudnake be a beast on the glass again.
Yeah, great defensive presence inside the paint, good shot blocker, and of course the great rebounding are his good attributes.
Spalding returns 4 starters from last season's who easily handled Loyola on this court. Those guys are Josh Akers, Rene Alfonso, Brock Bozeman, the marksman.
Yes, certainly very important players. It should be an interesting matchup tonight. See if the Dons can pull out a victory.
And there's Hallaby off the mark, cleared out by Bozeman. And Amir Hall will control, pushes the pace, finds the man wide open for 3. And that's
a great find there. It's a great find. The whole defense collapsed on him, just kicked it out for an easy 3.
So that's Josh Akers getting on the board, and just like that, you see how Spalding likes to chuck it up from range. On the other end, it's Cam Shaw. Plays catch with Hallaby, pulls up from downtown and knocks it down. Beautiful shot there by Cam Shaw. That's a 28-foot 3, NBA range.
And he will show you that range from time to time. He's certainly a good shooter.
Let's see if Spalding can answer. Alfonso gets his first touch of the game. He kicks it out, and that's way off this time. Akers unable to keep his hot streak going as Connor Hepting pushes the pace. He'll isolate on Alfonso. Nake open for a second. Hepting drives in the lane, flips up a wild shot, and it's good.
That's a tough shot right there. Took it into 2 defenders and finished it.
So Loyola out to an 8-3 lead.
Impressive start here.
And this is something we have not seen from Loyola often this season, generally climbing their way out of a hole like they did against Gerstel on opening night.
Down 10, great team win. Dons are 2-0 in the season, looking to make it a 3rd win.
So Carson, I'm going to ask you, what does Loyola have to continue to improve and get their first in-conference win? Well,
they have to continue sharing the ball. They're averaging 15 assists a game, really good. So we'll have to see some unselfishness tonight. They definitely can't win this playing hero ball. They got to pass it around and see if they can find holes in this Spalding defense.
Absolutely, and you mentioned the assist. J.J. Hallaby dropped 9 dimes on Gerstel.
Yes, he's a very solid player. You see him drawing the foul right there.
And he's been the catalyst for this offense all year. There you saw, that'd be good if it were in the NBA, but the foul occurred before the shot.
Yes, and Hallaby, don't let the height fool you. He did grab plenty of rebounds. And he's also got, of course, the assists and the scoring is there.
Alfonso slices through the lane, finds Bozeman, unable to control it, and his pocket is picked. Hallaby floats one up for Shaw, who is unable to control that, so they turn it right back over.
And that was a great defensive possession by the Dons. Great active hands.
Hallaby is a crafty defender and a skillful scorer, so he's got all the skills you need to become an excellent player.
Very important part of this team.
And that is Robert Heller, the senior, pulling up from downtown.
It's a breakdown by the Dons. He double-teamed the ball off the screen.
Although Loyola seems to be controlling the game offensively, Spalding definitely has the ingredients to mount a comeback from the 3-point line. Hepting slices through the lane, can't get the roll.
That's a good shot. Every time you get a shot from 10 feet and in, you're happy with the possession.
Amir Hall pushes. He gets back the give and go. It'll be interesting to see how they use Brock Bozeman, given that he is a giant down there on the block.
Yes. We'll see him and Shid going at it all game. 2 great rebounders, I'm sure.
Heller from downtown, yes.
And he's really found his range. This whole Spalding team has range, so the Dons are going to need to stretch out the defense.
Exactly, and they are now 3 for 4 from downtown. Spalding on a 6-0 run as we speak.
And you know, with the Dons having to stretch their defense to keep up with the shooters, that could really open up Bozeman with one-on-one in the paint. So heads up for that.
Halby could have taken the shot there, decides to give it up. And we're waiting the call.
And number 0, Rene Alfonso, has really been impressive on defense so far this game.
And Spalding retains possession. And that's another matchup to keep your eyes on. Rene Alfonso against J.J. Halby. I think the winning team will be the one that dominates that point guard matchup.
There's a good strong rebound by Chid. That's what they need from him all game.
Shaw wants to push the pace a bit. He's got Nake in a huge mismatch. Pulls up, way off. Nice offensive board by Trillian Young, just short. And that's a possession Loyola wants to get back. They had Chid Nake on about a 6-inch height advantage there on the
You got to be more patient there. A three-pointer's not what you want there. Like you said, the huge height advantage. You just got to go down low. It's pretty much a guaranteed layup.
Exactly. You don't have to pull up there if you're Shaw. Just feed the big man inside. So Trillian Young at the line. First shot rolls out.
Great hustle shown by him last possession. He's earning these free throws.
And the free throw woes continue for the Dons, ranging back to last season. That's the category in which they really struggled.
Yes, and it's unlike this team. You know, they have some great shooters, and from the line, they just seem to struggle a lot.
Ball's in the hands of Alfonso. Clear mismatch with Hepting. And we have a turnover. That was Brock Bozeman on an illegal screen.
We got Reagan Carr checking in for Spalding. So some more height.
This game is heavily dominated by guard play, as we've seen neither team resort to posting up, really.
Yeah, this game has been played all on the perimeter. And that's what you're going to see from Spalding. They like to shoot their threes.
And Halby walked with it. So I think the team that controls the glass is going to be in really good shape.
Yes, and you know both of these teams can do that, so it'll be interesting to see who wins the rebounding battle.
I think this is a perfect matchup to start off the year, and the scoreboard says that as we're all knotted up at 9.
Yeah, this is a great matchup for the Dons. Really see what they're made of. You know, they got 2 wins, one of them coming from behind against Gersel, so it's their first real test. This is a decent Spalding team, so we'll see how they fare.
Josh Akers inbounds to Alfonso, who kicks it up to Amir Hall. Nice cross-court pass. Alfonso fires. No good, but good positioning there. Halby quickly steals it away. There's a fight for it. Alfonso comes up with the ball, and there's a foul called. Looks like Chidnake.
Great hustle by both there. Great hustle by both there.
And in for Loyola comes Brennan Fox for the first time this afternoon. He adds a good element to the shooting game for Loyola.
He's got some great length, so he can help out with the rebounding inside, and like you mentioned, great shooter.
Absolutely. He's known for his defense, and he can instantly lock down Spalding's best shooter, which is Josh Akers. Alfonso drives and kicks. Good defense there by Dubem Nake, who's also in. Beautiful feed there. And that's off.
And speaking about Dubem, we'll have to see his role grow, as he's only going to get better. See if he can join his brother Chid in becoming a great shot blocker.
And he is fouled, so an uncharacteristic mistake there, giving up 3 shots. And you just said, like, younger players' roles expanding. I mean, there was a huge void left when Kenny Lewis, Omari Watson left.
And especially Kenny, he was their main scoring option, so we'll have to see players like Hepting and players like Dubem pick up the slack a little bit here, and players like Fox. We'll have to see what the Dons can do this season. This looks promising.
Exactly. Kenny Lewis really carried the team last year. This year we have more of a balanced attack.
I think that'll bring them together. Everybody has to pitch in for every win.
So with that free throw, Loyola back on top, 10-9, with 1:51 remaining in the first quarter. And Shaw converts on both. Other than the 3-3, Spalding's offense really hasn't gotten much going. Carson, what do you think they can do to get some offense going?
Well, we saw it in the first minute. They drive and kick. That's what's going to be open. The whole defense collapses, and they have, we have the shooters to kick out and make the threes, but we haven't seen any of that from them since the opening possession.
And you can expect more shooting from downtown as they go with a very small lineup as Bozeman is off the floor. Nice rebound by Fox.
Good hustle by the Dons. They really earned this possession. See if they can get some points.
Nake. He posts up on the smaller Alfonso. And that's just what you like to see there from Nake. Huge matchup advantage for him, taking on a guard.
And the Dons are doing it all so far. They're rebounding, they're defending, they've gotten a steal, they're passing it down low and scoring easy baskets.
And just when you thought Spalding's offense was in a rut, Amir Hall silenced the crowd with a 3.
And, like we said earlier, this is a really interesting game for Loyola. They do have some tough games in the schedule. They have Calvert Hall. They have John Carroll play against Emmanuel quickly. So we'll have to see this game. This is an early test.
Fox finds Dubam Nake below the basket, unable to go. That's a walk. You could see that all the way up from the booth. He took one too many steps there.
We'll see Chid check out for the first time. Solid first quarter from him. Played some great defense and was a presence inside as he always is.
Connor Hepting's been awfully quiet tonight. He's not had many offensive touches.
No, he really hasn't. He had the big game last game. He's a really solid contributor, so we'll have to see if his game opens up for him as this game progresses.
Hallaby fires for 3. No good. And the clock is down to 2.2. Spalding will have possession in the corner.
And that was a good find by Shaw. Although the look didn't go down, you'll take that for your offense. They found an open shooter, and that's unlike Hallaby. Most of the time he'll knock that down. So if I'm Coach Duvali, I'm happy with that.
Alfonso looking for a baseball pass. That was an ill-advised pass there. I don't know, we're awaiting the call here. And Spalding retains possession with 1 second remaining in the first quarter. Half-court heave is no good. And Loyola heads to the end of the first quarter up 13-12. For Carson Ware, I'm Alex MD. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back to Jerry Savage Court. Loyola has an early 13-12 lead as we start the second quarter. So Carson, I'm going to ask you, what did you like from both teams And what can they improve on in the
Well,
second quarter?
Loyola had some great movement in their offense. They were dumping the ball inside. They were getting some threes. They had a really balanced look. I didn't like what I saw from Archbishop Spalding. Their claim to fame is the three-pointer, and the way you get open three-pointers is drive and kick. I only saw that from them about once or twice. So, see if the coach talked him up during the end of the quarter, and we'll see if we see some more of that from them. Maybe a little comeback in store.
Halby trying to create some offense. He was fouled, going to the line, shooting 2. First one is up and good.
It's what Coach Cavaliers likes so much about Halby. He's a great creator. When he's not getting looks for himself, he's driving and opening up spots on the floor for other players.
Absolutely. And that was actually a 3-point shot. Second time fouling a 3-point shooter for Spalding.
Yeah, you just got to get your hands straight up. I'm sure the coach is not happy about that one. Something you do not want to do at any point in the game is foul the 3-point shooter.
And Halby knocks down all 3 there. Loyola expands its lead to 4. Alfonso mans the point. He dishes to Amir Hall. Slices through the lane, flips up a left-handed shot and gets it to go. Amir Hall with a crafty move down the lane right there.
That's a tough finish over Mitch Fisher and Dubem Nake. Speaking of Mitch Fisher, he's young, he's a sophomore. I'm really excited to see what he can do this season for Loyola.
Absolutely, and this year is a funny year because you see a lot of these younger guys getting extended playing time, which was pretty much non-existent last year with all those seniors.
No, last year it was Watson, Lewis. It was all the same guys. This year it's really going to be a team effort. Everybody's going to pitch in a little bit. You got the young guys like Fisher and Reese Gardner. So we'll have to see. This year does look promising for the Dons.
Absolutely, and that senior leadership anchored by Halby, Shaw, and Shid Nake is a dangerous 3-headed monster.
Yes. You get it all with those 3. You get some shooting, some playmaking, and, of course, the rebounding and defending that comes with Chid.
Absolutely. Alfonso crosses over. He gets it back wide open. Can't get it to go. Nake.
Alfonso struggled early on. I've seen him get some decent looks, and he hasn't been able to convert on them.
Absolutely. Last year, he was virtually unstoppable. Coach Cavaliers could not find an answer for that hot hand. This year, this game, however, is the opposite, as Alfonso has been held scoreless.
Yeah, the Dons look good so far, especially on the defensive end. Pleasant surprise.
Trillion Young fires one. That's not exactly his game, a bit surprising there. But I think Coach Cavaliers let his guys know to key in on those key players that we mentioned, like Alfonso and Bozeman.
Yeah, the Dons have stood tall today defensively. We'll see if that continues through the whole game, but we're almost halfway through the second quarter, and they have been playing very well.
And Bozeman surprisingly not getting that much run as Alfonso turns it over. Trillion Young, outlet pass to Dubem. Mitch Fisher drives down low. He kicks it out. Dubem fires for 3. No good.
Mitch Fisher there showed some great poise. He was double teamed on the baseline. Sometimes you'll see a lot of players travel or throw up a wild fadeaway, but he found the open man, and although Dubem missed, that's a good look. You'll take that.
This is one of the most interesting lineups you'll see all year. Is we got 4 forwards and a guard.
And the Dons want to secure every rebound they can with this lineup. Should be one shot and done for the Cavaliers.
They work it around the perimeter. Alfonso pump fakes. Nice move. And the finish there. Robert Heller with some nifty moves.
That's a beautiful move. Spin move on the baseline. Was able to lay it in with the soft touch. That's impressive. Heller, one of the leaders on this team, showing you why there.
Fox drives the lane. Nice move. Oh, nearly an and-one opportunity there. Brennan Fox, known for his defense, but he's shown he can get it done on the offensive end as well.
That's a strong move by Fox. Impressive there.
So Fox, the junior, will head to the line for 2.
And like you mentioned earlier, free throws have been a struggle for the Dons.
Fox splits his free throw attempts, and Loyola clings to a 3-point lead. So one thing you got to note is that Spalding is relentless. They will shoot their way back into any basketball game.
Yes, they're not afraid to pull the trigger from anywhere on the floor, and they can score in bunches, so Loyola cannot get complacent no matter how big this lead grows to.
Absolutely, that's right. And we've got a 1-and-1 here, as looked like Alfonso picked up his second personal.
And Alfonso, a very aggressive player, so he can pick up fouls in bunches.
Coach Valley really mixing it up. We haven't seen much of Chidnaka either. Rather, it's been his brother, Dubem.
No, he checked out in the beginning of the first quarter, or middle of the first quarter, and we haven't seen him since. Trying to get some young guys in there, like Mitch Fisher, seeing how he can do on the court.
Absolutely. It's a long season, and you got to see which guys can contribute.
Yes, it can't just be the same 4 or 5 guys every time. You got to get a mix from everyone, and the Dons are really going to need that this season as they lost their leader last year, Kenny, so we'll have to see. Different players stepping up.
What a blazing pace here. Swatted away by Trillian Young. He says, absolutely not.
Great defensive presence there. Jumped at the perfect time and kept his arms straight up and just deflected that right out of bounds.
So Spalding upping the tempo here, trying to catch Loyola off guard. Akers finds a man outside. That's Turner. Akers pulls up, difficult angle, that's off. Good board there by Connor Hepting.
Great boxing out there by the Dons.
Dubem all the way, but he's rejected.
And that's great effort there by Spalding. They got the block and then they get the save. They earn this possession. Let's see if they can capitalize here.
And that's Kobe Turner pulling up from mid-range.
There's a young player on Spalding. Just a sophomore, so
with J.J. Halby on the bench for now, Connor Hepting, the normal shooting guard, is manning the point. So Coach Tavalli has thrown up a bunch of different looks in this young season, and I think that's a good strategy because at the end of the season, it's a long grind, and you're going to need as much contribution from as many players as possible, and it helps to have a very deep team.
Yeah, of course, you got to see what works, and now's the perfect time to try it out. And right now, the Dons are looking great. You saw Trillian Young with that strong drive to the basket.
And Turner trying to answer. That's no good. Quickly up to Fox. He's all alone. And a beautiful left-handed layup.
And that's a great find.
And that prompts a timeout from Spalding. We're going to take a quick timeout of our own. For Carson Ware, I'm Alex Emdy. And welcome back, everyone, to Jerry Savage Court, the site of the first MIAA matchup of this young season. Undefeated Loyola Dons currently hold a 6-point lead on the visitors, Cavaliers of Spalding. Connor Hepting with a nice steal behind the back. Nice move, dish to Nake. He bodies up. And it looks like they called him for an extra step.
And, you know, that's all right. The Dons play great defense, as they have been for this whole game. Active hands, everyone chipping in on the rebounding. It's been a great game played by Loyola so far.
Turner tries to answer. He finds a guy wide open in the corner. And Trillian Young will clear that off. Hepting pushes the pace. Finds his fellow guard, Cam Shaw. Wide open in the corner. Nake posts up instead. And a jump ball is called. You got to say that's a missed opportunity right there, as Cam Shaw, with a beautiful backdoor cut, was wide open beyond the arc.
Yes, and that has been the one thing that I have not liked from the Dons this game. They've been just a little too selfish, quick to shoot. Sometimes if it helps to just be patient, and if you can find the wide open man.
Good finish there by Amir Hall.
And that's a tough shot. The Dons did all they could defensively. That's just good offense.
Mitch Fisher finds Shaw on the perimeter. He kicks it out to Hepting. And he didn't dribble before. He moved before he dribbled, so that's an extra step.
And that was great defense by Joshua Akers. They were trying to get it in low to Chid because he had the mismatch, but Akers just was denying the ball. That was very impressive.
Absolutely, and I think Hepting got a little ahead of himself there, saw a good matchup, but took an extra step before dribbling. Alfonso trying to get going, doing anything he can. Bodies up Hepting. Nice kiss off the glass there from Rene Alfonso.
It's a soft touch over two defenders.
Their leading scorer is finally on the board. Shaw finds Mitch Fisher. They're calling for a walk, but that's very questionable. I disagree with that. What did you see there, Carson?
Well, the ref saw that he took a step before he dribbled. I don't really know. I don't think I saw that, but you got to respect the call. I'm actually surprised Fisher didn't shoot that ball as soon as he got it, because he is a better three-point shooter than you would expect.
Kobe Turner, nice floater there. He fooled everyone, including us up here in the booth with that pump fake.
And Turner has hit two tough shots today, so very good effort from him.
Cam Shaw will size up the sophomore Turner. He'll isolate, penetrates left, pulls back from mid-range and knocks it down.
We'll see if Shaw can get it going. That's a very nice move, using the defender's momentum against them and stepping back, getting the wide open jumper.
That's a difficult shot there by Shaw as he was fading away. But he attended some camps over the summer to work on that shooting form, adjusted a bit from last year, and you could say it's become pretty lethal this year.
Yes, and he's really going to have to step up. He is a leader on this team, so we'll have to really look for him to carry the scoring load and, of course, probably lock down the best guard on the other team. So on any given night, we're going to have to see him play very, very well for the Dons.
Alfonso hesitates, finds the big man, can't get it to go. Reagan Carr with his first shot attempt. And they call Hepting for a charge there.
And that's questionable right there. Both players were moving. That's just momentum from Hepting.
I did not see the Spalding's defender's feet set there, so definitely questionable call. There's a 7-second separation between shot and game clock.
And we'll see the Dons probably play defense one more time
Nice
and then
block
hold the
there.
ball.
Hepting gets the ball. He'll push the pace down the court. Cam Shaw sizes up his matchup. They've got 20 seconds with which to work.
And if you're Loyola, you just want to hold it for the last shot here.
Absolutely, and you want to get it into the hands of Shaw or Hepting. They're two shooting guards. Dribble handoff there.
And just like you said, here's Hepting.
Wide open. Nice move into the lane, just too hard. And he can't get that one to go. So with 1.7,
And
Julian
so,
Young called for a push.
and just no fouls if you're Loyola. The shot will probably not go down, so just contest it, but make sure you don't foul.
And with that, the buzzer sounds and an entertaining first half comes to a close. Loyola heads to the locker room with a 2-point lead. For Carson Ware, I'm Alex Emdy. Welcome back to Loyola Blakefield, historic Jerry Savage Court. We've got an exciting matchup here between the Loyola Dons and Spalding Cavaliers. Loyola took the halftime lead 26-24. So Carson, what were some of the highlights for you of that first half for Loyola?
Well, we saw the Dons play some great defense. It's been a really low-scoring game, and if the defense can continue, the offense will come. It'll start flowing, and this has been a great performance so far from the Dons. Really good team effort. Everyone's chipped in.
And coming into this game, the question was, how would Loyola defend those 4 returning starters from last year? Those were Bozeman, Akers, Alfonso, and Amir Hall. And so far, Bozeman has been a non-factor. Alfonso has 2 points. Akers is 3 for 4 from downtown. And Amir Hall has a bucket as well, so Loyola is really controlling them defensively.
Yeah, Akers did get hot in the beginning, but, that happens sometimes. And the Dons have really been able to lock everyone down since then, and that's why they're leading in this game.
And I think that's something you want to see more of as this game progresses, like that. Halby attacking Spalding and trying to draw a foul. If you get those guards into foul trouble, that's a big problem for Spalding.
Yes,
and then they rely heavily on their guard play.
Then they'll push back, and that opens up everything on offense. Post-ups, 3-pointers, you name it.
Knockhead misses an easy one, and he's called for the reach.
And Chid just got to be a little more calm going in the paint there. He went up against 3 defenders, so that is tough, but usually that's one that he'll finish.
Amir Hall drives and kicks. Gets back. Nice matchup against Hepting. Hall alone in the corner, way long. That's an air ball.
And that's the first real breakdown we've seen from this Dons defense since the beginning of the game, really, when Akers was hitting all those 3-pointers.
And Halby unaware of his positioning on the court as he stepped out of bounds right there.
That has been one issue. The Dons have played great defense, but I remember one, they got a steal and they threw it away. Halby stepping on the line, so just one little thing they can clean up.
Wide open.
And there's the driving kick that we talked about.
Hepting looks to push the pace, doesn't have numbers. He'll drive and kick to Shaw. Nice hesitation. And a great finish there by Cam Shaw.
Shaw says, I'll do it myself, takes it in against 3 defenders, and finishes a tough layup.
He's making the most difficult of shots look very easy. That's no good. And aggressively rebounding there is Amir Hall on the offensive glass. And we've got a bit of a ruckus here in the corner as it looks like Spalding traveled. And it looks like they give him a timeout.
And Coach Tavalli's very upset about something here. He wanted to travel.
That's right. So with Loyola up 6 points, I think you got to lock it down defensively.
Yes. You got to let your defense turn into offense. A good defensive possession and a rebound can lead to an easy bucket in transition. That's what we need to look for from Loyola.
Now we know Connor Hepting likes to push the tempo, but I think that's unnecessary. We're at the point where every possession is important, and you got to make the most of each time you have the opportunity to have the ball offensively.
Yes, we've seen what happens when they just push things back and let a player like Shaw attack the basket. That's what we need to see from them. Get some easy looks inside. We're seeing all the 3-pointers from Spalding, and they're not falling right now. Really, layups and shots inside the paint are the way to go most of the time.
That's right, and as we always say, you live and die by the 3. And so far, Spalding is on the wrong end of that cliche.
Yes, they are, but Loyola cannot get too comfortable because, of course, we know that this team has very good 3-point shooting, and they can get hot at any time. So this lead could diminish at any point. So the Dons really need to stay on top of things here and continue to play the great defense they've been playing.
Halby's attempt was on a line, more loft than he probably would have gotten at Tanake.
They've had some trouble finding Chid. They've really been looking to post him up. He's had some smaller defenders on him, but they haven't been able to get it into him. This Cavaliers team has been playing very feisty, and they've been denying Chid the ball.
Wide open, Bozeman knocks it down, and he's got some skill in the mid-range game.
Yes, he does. Very good all-around player. Maybe that'll get him back on track here. He's had a rough go of things in this game.
Yep,
that
that's
jumper
just
maybe.
The first time we've called his name tonight. After his dominant performance last year, you'd think he'd be a bigger factor, but very quiet night for Bozeman.
Yes. And
Obviously, this game is very defensive, as both teams struggling in the shooting category.
Yes. And this defense looks like it's going to keep up here. And this game is probably going to come right down to the wire, and it's going to come down to a big stop, is my prediction.
Hallaby slices through the lane past 3 defenders and gets a nice layup to go.
That's a strong move, just blowing right by his man and scoring the easy layup. That's an athletic move. It's another great quality that Hallaby
Nice feed
possesses.
there. Bozeman goes up strong, rejected by Chidnake. And Hepting finds Hallaby wide open. No good on the 3, but we have a push-off call on one of the Dons offensively. Good hands there by Cam Shaw. Poked away by Hallaby.
Great hands from the Dons on that defensive possession. That's what we've seen all game.
Looks like Coach DeValle and the coaching staff have figured out Spalding's defense, or offense rather, as Loyola has adjusted nicely, shutting off their high pick and roll game. It looks like we got a push off there. That's Kobe Turner on the foul. Hallaby, tough angle. No good, and Bozeman uses all of that 6'7" frame to box out Trillian Young. Errant pass there, Shaw with the steal. And he double dribbled there. Had Hepting wide open, but turnover, and Spalding will take possession.
And once again, we're starting to see a pattern develop here. Great defense by the Dons, and they squander the offensive possession with a careless turnover. It's the third one we've seen.
Nice hands there by Hallaby. He's very active on the defensive end. Beautiful move by Bozeman. Lose control of the ball though. That's Amir Hall finding an opening, taking advantage.
And this game has never really been out of reach for either team. This has been a close game the whole way.
Shaw likes his matchup, pulls up. Nothing but net. Cam Shaw with a hot hand.
That's a very nice shot. Recognized that he got the one-on-one, just went straight isolation and took his man to school.
And he now leads the Dons with 10 points. Alfonso pick and roll to Bozeman, way short. Trillian Young corrals the board there. Hallaby will push the pace.
And we got to talk about Connor Hepting. He's really done a great job on Alfonso this game and just really locked him down. He's one of Spalding's main players, and he's just been a non-factor.
Absolutely, and Connor Hepting making it happen where the stat book doesn't necessarily show it, but he's been a beast on the defensive end.
And you need that from all your players.
Cam Shaw extends his hot streak. He's up to 13 points.
Shaw is really feeling it now. Look for Loyola to really lean on him for the rest of this third quarter.
Bozeman inside, and they finally take advantage of his incredible height. And as we just mentioned, I think one of the most important stats is the ones that don't show up in the stat book.
Yes.
And Loyola has to clamp down defensively.
That is what will get you wins, and it's really showing on the scoreboard right now. The Dons are playing great defense, really showing some grit and determination inside.
Dubam Nake just short on his hook shot. Amir Hall finds a wide open Alfonso, and he just cannot get a shot to go. Swatted away there by Nake. Bozeman frustrated there.
Superb defense there from the Dons. They're really shutting down all facets of this Cavalier offense.
And you got to give credit to Loyola's defense. They're putting on a clinic right now.
I mean, we're just about to get into the fourth quarter, and the Cavaliers still haven't been able to get a single thing going on offense. Just a couple good possessions for them, and that's about it.
Brennan Fox guilty of a foul right there. We are just over a minute to play in this third quarter. Loyola maintains.
And this is an important stretch, as the lead's only 8, so the Dons just need to probably play defense 2 more times and have a good offensive possession, and they can go into the fourth quarter with pretty good grip on this game.
This has been an incredible defensive effort from Loyola, something they stressed in practice all week. And they've held the high-octane offense of the Cavaliers to only 30 points through 3 quarters.
And Owen Reynolds is getting his first playing time of the game. He just checked in, number 21.
Fox pulls up, just short. Bozeman, big rebound. He falls over and just gets it off to Amir Hall as Mitch Fisher plied the defense there.
And this team's really high on this kid, Mitch Fisher.
Alfonso.
He's got great length. He can shoot from outside. He can really do it all.
Rene Alfonso finally gets something going offensively as he draws a foul. And they've had absolutely no luck shooting from outside, so I think drawing fouls is a good strategy for them.
And that's what you got to do. If it's not falling from outside, just take it in. You can most certainly get fouled.
But if that's the way you want to go, you got to take advantage of your free throws, which Alfonso failed to do there. And Loyola will get the final possession. So what kind of play do you think the coaching staff draws up here?
Well, Cam Shaw's been the hot hand this quarter. I would just give him the ball and let him go to work. I would probably boil it down to around 5 seconds and then try to get a shot off.
Absolutely. I think you're on a pick for Shaw.
And Kostas Servakis has checked into the game for the Dons. He's a great screener, so maybe look for him to free up some space for Shaw to get his shot off.
And Owen Reynolds mans the point guard duty. He gives it to Servakis. We got a young lineup, one senior on the floor. Reynolds nearly blunders that one. He hands it off to Fisher. Floats to the top of the key, loses the handle. And that's where some of those nerves of being a younger player kick in.
Yes, and I mean, you don't like to see it, but you have to accept it. I mean, he's a young player. It's his first real taste of varsity action. Came up from JV, so, you know, those things will not.
Floater there by Keller. He knocks it down, and if you're Loyola, you cannot afford to give up a 3 like that in the last second.
And that's a tough pill to swallow at the end of the quarter for the Dons, but we'll see if they can really turn it on and propel themselves to a win here.
Absolutely, Loyola is 8 minutes away now from their first victory in the MIAA, which has not occurred in several years. They lead at 38-34. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the fourth quarter. Loyola leads at 38-34. Spalding gets the inbound.
This is a big possession here.
Now, it's going to be interesting to see what the Spalding coaching staff drew up in that timeout. You want to see them attack the basket, which has been...
Yes, the Loyola defense has obviously been shutting down the three-point shot, and that is most of their offense. So we'll have to see them go towards the basket as they just did right there.
That's a dicey call right there, I would say.
Yes, a lot of contact, and most of the time the ref will err on the side of the offensive player, so a block's not too much of a surprise there.
Turner drives, and he walked. I saw Loyola commit a foul there, so they catch a lucky break that Turner actually traveled beforehand.
Yes, that most definitely would have been a foul, so Loyola's going to look to capitalize on this mistake as the leader of this Cavaliers team, Alfonso, is going to check back in, and both teams are going to look to make one final push. This game is still up for grabs.
They're going to need all the energy Alfonso has left in the tank if they want to come back down the stretch here. Shaw drives and is fouled.
And that's a really good play. You just get Cam Shaw open in the paint, a chance to drive, and as you can see, if he doesn't finish the basket, he'll probably get fouled.
I find it very interesting that Diwali's rolling with this young lineup.
Yes, Chid has not gotten his usual amount of playing time in this game.
Especially in crunch time with just 7 minutes left in the game.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if him and Hepting check back in because you really need the experience and also Chid's defensive presence and rebounding to secure extra possessions for Loyola.
Pulls up from three, that's no good. Fox with a nice board. So Robert Heller was once on a hot streak, but he can't buy a bucket now as he's 0 for 4 in the second half.
And Alfonso's going to pick up another foul here. I believe that's 3 on him.
That's huge, and Loyola's guards are just going to attack Spalding. There's nothing they can do. Get them into foul trouble and just go to the line. Now if you're Loyola, you want to take as much time off that shot clock as possible on each possession.
Yes, try to use at least 20 of the 35 seconds every time.
Pass tipped away there. Alfonso, beautiful spin. And the finish there. Athletic move by the senior leader of this Cavalier squad.
And he is not going away by any terms. He might be having a tough game, but he's still going to be able to make moves like that.
Got to settle down if you're Loyola. Find a good shot. Reynolds wide open. That's good, and that is his first career point as a member of this varsity team.
And that's a great find, wide open on the baseline. It's an easy jumper.
Heller running into trouble. He finds Amir Hall. Hall drives and kicks, and he's fouled there.
An interesting fact here, in the beginning of the game, all the Spalding possessions were happening out on the three-point line. They've completely abandoned the three-point shot, and they're moving to a much more inside attack-the-basket approach as Stravakis checks out.
That's Alfonso taking it up on the key. A lot of guard play here, but not a lot of movement towards the basket. That's Alfonso laying it up, so he will not go away, Carson, as you said.
And this game is not over by any means. It's going to come down to the wire. And we've had a really great night here for both teams. Defensive battle.
Nice feed, and J.J. Halby's fouled there.
Smooth feed by Shaw there.
He sold the foul there. Maybe embellished a little, but nonetheless, he'll go to the line. And if you're these veteran guys for Loyola, they know exactly what to do in the situation.
Yes.
And that's to chew as much clock as possible.
And this has been a struggle for Loyola this year, free throw shooting. So these are two big ones.
That is up and good. Loyola takes a 6-point lead.
And that's great to see, as really Loyola has taken a much more comfortable lead. 6 is not big at all, but still a stop and a score, and you're really in the driver's seat now.
Nearly losing the handle there is Kobe Turner. He regains possession. Alfonso with a huge matchup on Owen Reynolds, but he doesn't take advantage of it. 3 on the shot clock, hoists up a shot, no good. Nice box out there by Trillian Young.
That's a great possession by Loyola. They made Spalding not only use almost all the shot clock, but force a bad look.
You can't be forcing passes there. Oh, what a move. Excellent feed, and the bench is fired up.
And Halaby sees the court so well, finds Trillian Young on the baseline, and now the Dons are going to get the ball back again. They can really take the momentum if they score here.
What a dish there by Halaby, and I would love to see him at the college level. And one. Hard foul there by Bozeman, as Trillian Young fooled everyone with that. It looked like he was going to pass it out to Shaw. Spun baseline, and went up, and you could hear that smack of the arm from all the way up here.
And you can just see Young's confidence growing. He was on the team last year, didn't get a whole lot of playing time. He's been upgraded to a more prominent role in this team this year, and you can really see him start to do his part and help this team out. And now the lead is ballooned to 10.
Shaw gets both to go. Athletic play there by Owen Reynolds. He finds a slicing, cutting Halaby. That's good. Spalding takes a quick timeout as Loyola has exploded on a 8-0 run.
And that is a great stretch. Like we talked about earlier, eventually the defense is going to translate into offense. 3 great baskets by the Dons. And
as the two teams take a quick break, we'll take a break of our own. For Carson Ware, I'm Alex Emney. We'll be back real quick. And welcome back for the home stretch of this matchup. We had a 4-point game just 2 minutes ago, and suddenly Loyola exploded on an 8-0 run to expand the lead to 13. If you're Spalding, you got to knock down that 3 on which you rely in a hurry. Nice cross-court pass there. Passes up a 3. That's questionable.
Awesome rotation.
Shaw got the trap. Errant pass stolen by Cam Shaw. And give a shout out to Amir Hall showing off his athleticism. He saved that pass, fell into the stands, and then leapfrogged over Connor Hepting's head. So nice play there.
And he definitely has that. And this Cavaliers team is by no means out of this game. It's ours. Loyola's going to look to make one more final push and close out this game. They played very well. And now they're just 3 minutes away from victory. Barring a miracle, they will be 1-0 in the conference and 3-0 overall.
Absolutely, and that is one of the best starts we have witnessed in this program's history. So
Yes.
Halaby will chew as much clock as he possibly can. And if you're Alfonso, you got to press up, just like the other guards. Halaby likes his matchup. He'll drive and take Alfonso. Huge matchup with Nake there. Unable to get it in. Trillian Young takes a foul shot jumper, which rims out. Halaby there to clean up. And
now here's another chance to burn some clock. Definitely take it down under 10 seconds.
And they'll be content to run off some more clock. Nice dish. Reynolds goes up strong, and he's fouled. So that's the best case scenario right there. You take off a minute of clock and get fouled.
Of course, and really just maybe 4 more defensive possessions for the Dons, and they played so well tonight.
Reynolds just short. And you said they played well. I mean, we had contributions all across the board. Cam Shaw, Hepting stout on defense. Halaby doing what he normally does. That's dishing the ball, creating offense.
And really, this is going to be a great early Christmas present for Coach Diwali. Great team win, and
absolutely,
this is going to give them something great to build on for the next game.
And this is the most complete game we've seen Loyola play so far. I mean, the defensive performance was outstanding.
Of course.
Holding this perennial three-point shooting team to under 40 points, that is quite an achievement.
And this really shows improvement because last year, this Cavaliers team handled the Dons pretty well, and this year it's Loyola going to be the victors.
Like you said, they handled this Loyola team last year with the core of starters that we see on the court tonight. So Spalding is a familiar foe, and I think the coaching staff really preached that how to lock down this lethal offense, and that is to press the guards.
Yes, and you know, this is a tough conference game. This is by no means an easy game, and this really shows what this Loyola team is made of, and this could be an exciting year we have on our hands. They got some very big games, as you mentioned earlier, and they're showing that they're prepared for them.
All alone, nearly rejected there. Trillian Young just a split second late.
And we go under 2 minutes.
Halaby will turn around, wasting much time. Behind the back. Beautiful move. And he's fouled. Front end of the 1-and-1 is unsuccessful. Alfonso push and transition. He'll pull up from downtown. No good.
And that is one thing we didn't see much improvement on tonight. The Dons still struggle to shoot free throws, and although it's not really going to show up in a win like this, but you know that could really impact them in a close game. Missed free throws can lose the game for them, so that's one thing they do have to polish up.
I think what'll come back and haunt this Spalding team tonight is the lack of variance on the offensive end. I mean, pretty easy to figure out what they're doing, trying to run a pick and pop, get a three-point man open to shoot.
Yes, they're very one-sided in both halves. The first half was pretty much all three-pointers, all out on the perimeter, and then the second half, they tried to take it to the basket every time, and the Dons were ready for it again.
Coach Tavalli did a great job of preparing his guys during practice all week, knew what they were up against. And The one thing we preached here in the booth last year was execution for Loyola as a key, and they've definitely done that tonight. Bozeman gets a nice dish. 11-point game, and Spalding calls a timeout with 1:15 remaining in the game. Loyola leads it by 11. For Carson Ware, I'm Alex Hemdy. We'll be back for the conclusion of this game. Back at Jerry Savage Court for the conclusion of Loyola and Spalding's first MIAA matchup. We're down to 1 minute to play, and just like that, Spalding starts to foul.
And I'm sure in the huddle for the Dons, Coach Cavalier just stressed running the timeout, and of course on defense, no silly fouls, especially on a three-point shooter.
The trusty shooter, J.J. Halby.
And the free throw plague has certainly not gotten to him. His free throws have been money all night, and he's a great guy to have on the line to just add to this lead and close out the game.
Another clutch performance by Halby. He's the leader of this team. Nice performance. He does it all, really. Point totals, assists, and steals. And he's very active on the defensive end, which you like to see from a point guard.
And now we see Spalding getting increasingly desperate as they're hoisting up long three-pointers. That's all you can do at this point in the game. Down so much with so little time.
Hefting immediately met there by a defender, Amir Hall. Halby finds Reynolds. Nice move there. Halby will slow it down. We've got about a 20-second differential between shot and game clock. And I'm sure Loyola will run it all the way down. But just like that, we have another foul. That goes against Robert Heller.
And Dubem's going to check in. Coach Cavalier trying to get as much height on the floor as he can. That way he can secure this last rebound and dribble it out for the Dons.
And what advice or lessons can you take away here if you're Spalding going into the thick of that tough MIAA conference schedule?
Well, this is obviously a great conference, and Loyola is just one of the teams in it. And you really have to be more not one-dimensional on offense. They really only had two approaches this game, and that's not going to work, especially against a solid defensive team like Loyola. So I would look for them in their next games to maybe start attacking mid-range, see some more pick and roll.
I think you got to get the rock in the hands of Alfonso. He's made some good plays.
Yes, and
you know, he's all over that one.
And you know, talking about Alfonso, he is really a great player. He had an off game tonight, but you know, expect him to rebound in the next few games and be more of a factor.
I mean, there were some flashes he showed of his offensive skill.
Oh yeah, he can definitely get it done. As you see right there, knocking down that three-pointer. And now Loyola.
And that is too little too late for the Cavaliers. Alfonso trying to put up any last-second effort as he carved up this team last year. However, Halby's scrappy defense proved too difficult a challenge tonight.
Yes, the guards for Loyola I was very impressed with. I was impressed with everyone, but really a great team win for the Dons, and they'll take it easily here by 12.
And
that great stretch really propelled them to this win.
And that closes out this matchup. Loyola, and rather surprising result, defeats the Cavaliers of Spalding by 12, 57-45. And we will be back December 2nd here at Jerry Savage Court at 1:45 when the Dons host Cristo Rey Jesuit. For Carson Ware, I'm Alex Emdy. Have a good night.